lovely host Fanny P is in the building, and we both in this thing like left side nose rings. You'll catch that later on if you do a little rewind and get up on here. But that was just out the brain. I don't know where that came from. But listen, when you come in here, hit the thumbs up. Even if you dislike me, hit the thumbs down. That way you get my video some kind of algorithm for YouTube to feed off of. And also, we got a great sponsorship for you guys, which is going to be directed and given to you guys by the great co-host Fanny P.
Tonight's sponsor is by Millie Moon Luxury Diapers. For all your new moms and new parents, go out there and get your toddler and your infant Millie Moon diapers with the promo code YOLEAKS and you get 15% off your purchase. Don't forget, go get your Millie Moon diapers. Hey Paprika, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. That is the queen, Miss Paprika. And before we get started, you guys, we have to give a shout out to Reverb Nation, the Cloud Watchers, and the Replay Gang, and of course, everybody entering to chat. Thank you so much for being here, Paprika. You're so very welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. The queen has entered the building, TSM.
Yo, Paprika and stepped in. Much respect. We appreciate you a lot. As a matter of fact, I think Fanny gave you your flowers like 2 podcasts ago. And you know, we definitely can't forget somebody like you, Paprika. You've been rocking with us for a while. You definitely legendary up in this thing. And so we really appreciate and respect every single time that you come up in here and when you want to come and when you can't make it here. And so for that, we really appreciate you. We got Bree in the building. Much respect. Thank you for coming in, Bree. We got some different energy for you this time. Different energy for y'all this time. And so Fanny, what's up?
Before we get started, I gotta say hi to my bestie Bree. Bree, how you doing, boo? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I miss you too, Bree. Bree, you my girl. You was my girl. But once again, before we get started, I just want to say shout out once again to Reverb Nation, the Replay Gang, the Cloud Watchers, and everyone entering the chat. And please like this video before you, well, I mean, while you enter the chat, and please share it out as well. Please share us out, share us out, share us out. TSM, is there anything you want the people to know before we get started?
Not at all, man. Just make sure that y'all tap in with the sponsorship. Make sure that y'all get some great snacks. Make sure you got a drink or something. Even if you just got water. You say, I ain't got nothing in the house. Let me get you a glass of water. This is gonna be a good one. And make sure that y'all just here for some education. Of course, we got education, but we gonna make it fun for y'all. It ain't gonna all be boring. You know, with our personalities up here, we gonna always keep y'all on edge, keep y'all laughing and something. Kiana in the building, thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate you. Once again, for everybody who don't know, that's the new mod who's gonna be helping out for when my mom is not around because she's not feeling the best right now. And also shout out to my mom, Hele. Stephanie, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate that. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up, young lady. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Kiana, thank you so much for coming. Hey, Booski Wooski. Hi, Stephanie Pooh. How you doing? That is the Blue Princess right there. How you doing, Boo?
I got you, Bray. I'm gonna do that right now. I got you. You are one of the ones that gotta have one back. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have you as a manager moderator. That means if one of my mods get the acting crazy, you can remove their mod. And so there you go. I gave you your blue jacket back. And that, you know what, Bray? I apologize. What I did was I did like a total wipeout, and I just was adding certain people back. I think like 3 or 4 people, and I could not for some reason YouTube won't let me search up your name, but I was able to mod everybody else because I seen their names right there. But I got you back, and you got it. And so Fanny got some great information for us tonight, y'all.
I can't remember exactly when, but I want to say probably a week ago we discussed the things that's going on with the SNAP program. Well, I got news that maybe you guys can use. President Trump, before we get into that, let me put a disclaimer. let me let me get my disclaimer out there. This information, my source is from CNN News. That is a great source to get your news information. So if you are wanting to know exactly what's going on, go check out ABC News, CNN News, the news program of your choice. I chose CNN. And my disclaimer is these are my own thoughts, my own opinions. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I disagree. You can disagree, but these are my own thoughts and my opinion. Hey, Sissy Pooh. Thank you for coming. Mama Helen, Sissy Pooh in the building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I just came on here to give you an update what's going on with the SNAP program. And I can't show you the video because I don't own the rights to this video. But I will allow you to hear what's currently going on. The video is kind of lengthy, but I'm not going to play the entire video. I want you guys to get a gist of what's going on. But like I said, a federal judge ordered Donald Trump to reinstate the SNAP program for the citizens of America who was deemed to get their stamps for the beginning of this month. So thank you, Sissy, for the disclaimer, putting that in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that for you doing that. So I want you guys to listen. And if this affects you in any way, let me know. But also, if does not affect you, maybe someone you may know who may ask you what's going on with the program. This is information that you could pass along to them. Once again, I cannot show this video, but I hope you will be engaged with the information, and I hope you can hear everything that's being said. So I'll mute.
Are you showing us the video? Like, are you playing the video? Because if you playing the video, we can't air anything because you're on mute.
Y'all couldn't hear the video?
How can we
Hold
hear the
on, hold
video?
on, hold on, hold on for a second. Hold on.
Fanny is too funny, y'all. I'm always clowning my manager for her little for her little.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
You're right. um,
Let's go to CNN's Elena Treen, who is live at the White House. Elena, what are we learning here?
Yeah, well, what we're seeing now from these court rulings today is that the Trump administration will provide partial funding to continue one of the nation's largest, or I should say the largest, food programs, food stamp programs in the country. Now, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees the SNAP program, had initially said that they were going to be freezing the money that goes to SNAP, essentially on. Of course, this comes during the running out of money. But because judges had ruled that they have to, the Trump administration had to keep this program going, now we're learning that they're going to, they said in a sworn statement, the agency is going to use roughly $4.6 billion from a contingency fund to help keep this up and running. Now, $4.6 billion is only about half of the money that is needed to keep this operating full time. And so we're still looking at this could mean once we hit that point. And to be clear, again, this is the largest, the nation's largest food program. It serves about 1 in 8 Americans, and of course is a major part of America's social safety net. And so this has been one of the key issues and concerns really as this government shutdown has continued, but now we're seeing they're going to pull on this contingency fund to at least pay for half of the money that they would normally during this time.
And
Okay. TSM, I have a question for you.
so
The question, it said 4.8 million, correct? The total for the emergency fund was 8 point something million dollars. My question is, Do you know what happened to the other 4 million?
That's the crazy part, Fanny. I heard that that was being pocketed. I heard that was being used for personal use. I don't know how true it is, but I heard that somebody within the presidency, allegedly Trump, has pocketed all of that money. And it's like you already what, billionaire. I think he's a billionaire. Like I said, I don't know how true it is, but it's alleged. And normally, the last what 3 rumors that came out about Trump turn out to be not only rumors but true. And so all I can say is we got to keep an eye on the presidency for this one.
Also, I also heard that even though they're planning to restore benefits, it's going to take several months for the first issuance of the food stamps. It's not going to be like you get them next week or whatever. That's what they're pushing for. So anybody who are recipients for food stamps, please be on the lookout for that. It's also a situation to where they're debating over health care, and one of the things that they're using as a bargaining tool is the attack on the food stamp program, where 42 million Americans are being affected by not having their food stamps. There's also food banks that have been overwhelmed. Some are shutting down because they cannot meet the needs of the recipients who go there. Also, I want to make this very clear that the food stamp program was not set for brown and black people. You know, there's been videos that's been made to make fun of a certain group of people. And if you do your history, you will know that food stamps were created for um, Caucasian people. Black folks were not allowed to be recipients of this program until many, many years later. And right now, the stats showing that 45% of white Americans receive food stamps, while 25% are blacks receiving food stamps, and the other percentages are I just wanted to give you the goods. The Good Stamp Act was in 1960s. Correct, Helen. You are very, very correct. You're very correct about bargaining to said. TSM, how do you feel about our president using the fact that so many Americans will not receive their food stamps when they expect them to as a bargaining tool for health for why the shutdown is being taken place and food stamps are not being issued?
I feel like it's unfair. It's definitely a stripping away one of our rights, right? Not when I say our, I'm speaking for the American people. Um, Something that they are, I wouldn't say entitled to, but something they are signed off to do. And I feel like there are some illegal actions taking place, which I heard there are several lawsuits behind this. It's the equivalent of a mom using the child, you know, to get back at the dad. You know what I'm saying? Some parents hold the kids away from the other parent because they want to get back at something. Exactly what you said. It is a bargaining tool, and for the most part, it's scary because it's like, what else could they do? Could they shut off all the water in America one day and just be like, well, until we get this situated, no American's gonna have water. What's next? Like, is it the traffic lights in America? This is just the beginning. Y'all ain't think. Y'all better think way beyond this. This is just a peak, aka a distraction. But just think about it. Will they close all grocery stores one day and be like, well, until the Americans, till this happen, we sign off on this bill. The Americans have to grow their own food. Like this is scary as hell. It's very scary when you look at it like that.
I'm glad you brought the water issue up. I have to do more investigating into what's going on with the water issue.
Hey, Paulette, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Paulette, for being here. Helen says allegedly he said these programs are Democratic programs. These are American people programs, not to help everyone. That's correct. It's a people program. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's an American issue. Whether you um are Democrat, Republican, or independent, it's an American issue. And for all of those that went out and voted, I hope you did. You cast your ballot based on what you want, what's in your best interest, and not follow what's popular. Because I think a lot of people do that. I
Hold
think
on.
people.
A lot of people don't even vote. You know what I'm saying? I was once one of them people like, well, it ain't gonna make my little one vote ain't gonna make no difference. Listen, get your asses out there and go vote. It's up to us as the people who we put in control. And we put somebody that's in the wrong mindset and control with the wrong intentions, it's gonna be destruction for the American. Get your ass out there and vote. Yes, it's important. Yes, your one vote make a difference. I never thought I'd be telling somebody, man, get out there and vote. Dudes used to irritate me telling me to get out there and vote. I'm telling you, if you care about your country, get out there and vote, man.
Yes, do your due diligence to go out there and vote for your next mayor or what are issues that affect the neck of woods that you live in. Because it's very, very important. Because 2026, that's when they're going to be voting for governors and I believe judges as well. So I just want people to understand that your vote is very, very powerful and your voice needs to be heard. Hey, Joshua. And I just think people right now that this country is in such chaos that people are being distracted by so many different things. So media outlets are so focused on the food stamp issues, and people are not aware certain laws are being passed that we are not even focusing on or even thinking about. And I think it's so sad that we came to the point that there's so much division that this was brought to my attention. And when I did my research on it, I was just so shocked. I don't even think I passed this on to you, TSM. Um, One of the laws that have been actually passed, I believe, is in the state of Maryland. I'm not for sure because I get a lot of information, guys. So if I'm wrong, I do apologize. But one of the laws that were passed that they are going to be separating black children from white children, meaning that black children and white children will be eating at a separate time. They will be
Wait,
drinking.
you done your research on this? This is like not this ain't like fake news or this ain't like a rumor. This like legitimately happening somewhere.
This legitimately happened in one of our 50 states. Yes, that they passed a law that um, that there's going to be white children. They're going to be eating lunch at a separate time. They will be in separate classrooms. They will be going to bathrooms at separate times, things of this nature.
What is this supposed to be solving? Is this supposed to be solving a problem? Like is this like what is the purpose behind this? Do they have a purpose, a structure behind why they doing this?
They are trying to bring back. That's the purpose for
I
it.
mean, okay, so like that can be like that's probably like the secret purpose, but like what are they perceiving it as? What did they say? Why did they say that they were making this decision? Like what came out of their mouth?
Because there's always been a stereotype, even back from slavery days. Once again, fair use, guys. This is not to bash anybody, but this is just to bring awareness to you guys of what's going on. Hey V, how you doing, boo? Um, Even from the beginning of slavery times, the one thing slave masters feared was the education of blacks. Your mind is a powerful thing. If you have an educated mind, that means that you are aware of your hopes, your dreams, your goals, and you have power. That's why so many, that's why history is trying to be erased. That's why certain books can no longer be read. And the thing of it is, they's putting out this scenario that black children are learning at a slower pace than the Caucasian counterparts. And that is one of the reasons why. And I think people need to understand that while you being distracted by what's going on with the food stamp issue, there are greater issues that people need to be aware of in your state, in your neck of the woods. Because when this was brought to my attention, I was just like, wow, we bringing back segregation. We are really separating black and white children. And I think for me, I have to go a little bit deeper because I always tell you guys, you have to go for the deeper and not pay attention to the cheaper. Because when you do that, you miss out on many key points. Because this may be starting in one state. Next thing you know, it's going to be 25 states. And keep in mind, 25 states are currently suing this current administration for what's going on with the food stamps. 25, and we have 50 states. So half of the states in this country are suing him. And why should we be arguing over food, the right to eat? Because keep in mind, guys, as taxpayers, we paying for their meals. We're paying for the White House. We're paying for the trips that they take. We're paying for the expensive dinners. We're paying for the renovations of this White House. Nobody asked me if that's something that I wanted to do. That's something that's given as an American citizen. And as an American citizen, why do I have to dispute over eating food? Why is that even an issue? You know what I'm saying? Most Americans who work in restaurants can't afford to go out here and buy food with cash because they don't work 40 hours a week. They lucky if they get 20. And that goes as far as like retail as well. And so I think people need to understand and get rid of the stereotype that all people who receive food stamps are non-working people, because that's completely false.
I absolutely agree with you. Um, and so I just feel like once again, at the end of the day, there's like a lot of illegal activity being taking place. And I feel like honestly, this has wakened America up. Like people who wasn't even political starting to become interested in what's going on within the White House. It's just a lot of people who wasn't interested in what's going on in their country now are more interested. And so it's just like for the most part, COVID didn't do it. People still was being hard headed, being promiscuous, not paying attention to what's going on within their own country. And I feel like this one right here, it hit the people that it needed to hit because now they can open their eyes and see what the hell is going on.
And I think at the same time, people need to realize and know what their rights are as an American citizen, because at the end of the day, when you don't do your due diligence to find out what's going on in your town, you can easily be manipulated to believe certain things. And I just think people just really, really need to pay attention to what's going on. And also, never in the history of this country, in a shutdown, that people did not receive their food stamps. Think about that, guys. As many shutdowns as we've had in this country, never in the history that people did not receive their SNAP benefits. Think about that. Just think about how we've been in a shutdown for 6 weeks. And guess what? Guess who haven't been to work in 6 weeks? The Senate and the House. They haven't been to work. And so people need to understand that whether you Republican, Democrat, Independent, whoever you are being affected by these decisions. And it doesn't have anything to do. You might be like, oh, I don't get snaps. I don't get snapped. Well, it's going to affect you because guess what? It's going to affect the prices that go up when you go into the grocery store because people are making.
It's gonna slow people down from how we used to grocery shop. I did confirm. It's not a worldwide. Well, I mean, it's in Georgia and it's in some part of Texas where they shutting down the wall. They already shut down the Walmart, and you have to do your line on your shopping online because they already had attempts on people putting loading the grocery carts up and trying to leave out the store with the grocery carts and things in that such matter. And so this is about to not only affect the people around us, but like I said, the jails are about to become full. The news is about to start going crazy. Y'all about to start seeing the news go crazy. Social media about to start going viral with these videos of people doing these types of things. It's about to go crazy, and so it's going to affect a lot of people in America. So even if you don't get food stamps, trust me, you're gonna be affected by it somehow.
Absolutely. You will be affected by the prices of what you will be paying in the grocery store because we went to the grocery store like a couple days ago, and when I tell you I was shocked. I, it wasn't that many people in the store. It was not that many people in the store. It was not as crowded as it normally is. You will literally see lines everywhere, but it wasn't that many people in the store. And I think it's just so disgusting the number of videos I've seen that people are making fun of people who are being affected by this. And it's just not a black and brown issue, it's an American issue. And I think
Videos,
that's what people need to
you see
understand.
white women talking about black women, and it's one white lady that came out and she was just like upset about this. She was like, "How dare y'all? Like, how dare y'all talk about these black women like this because of what they're going through?" And when I say a lot of people from her own community was riding with her, then she had people from her community going against her. But it got so bad that a white lady had to come out and speak up. You know what I'm saying? I'm making this a race thing, but it was a race thing. It was several videos of different white women. I don't know if y'all call them Karen or whatever, but they was just, I mean, it was just things that shouldn't even be said about these parents just because they're on this program. And it was like, yo, like, where's the dignity? Penny, didn't you just say that this program was created, not for black people, but we end up being on it somehow. But it's just crazy that it's really people that need this program, so you really shouldn't make fun of the people that need it, nor make fun of the people that's taking advantage of it, because obviously they taking advantage of it for a reason. They probably need it in some sort, but that don't give them the right to take advantage of it. But I just don't think people should make fun of it because you never know what you have right now. God could take that away from you as quickly as He gave it to you, even if it's a blessing. Your job, your finance. You should never make fun of nobody's situation at all, even when they down on their luck. That's just one thing you don't do because you never know what situation or position you're gonna end up in or who you might meet.
You're correct. You never know because people have to understand. Hey, Missy. Missy says it's been so awful on social media. People are being so hateful. That is so true, Missy. That is absolutely true. I seen a video where a mom had went in with her. She had like a newborn and a toddler, and she went in there. She had like $25, and we anybody knows to have babies. Formulas is expensive. It is extremely expensive. And, she was asking people to help her out to buy her baby some formula because $25 was not enough. It's a newborn. You can't buy a baby regular milk. They have to have the powder or already the ready feed formula. And people were just looking at her like she was an alien, like it was something foreign. And she was just really begging people. She was like, my baby needs to eat. My babies need to eat. She was like, my breast is dried up. I cannot breastfeed. And I only got $25 for me and daughter to eat. I just want formula. And somebody gonna say, well, why would you come in the grocery store knowing you only had $25 instead of helping her? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like people need to understand not nobody chooses to be in a situation where they can't feed their children. Nobody chooses that.
Some
Nobody
people
chooses.
don't understand too, Fanny. A lot of people, a lot of people, aren't afraid to ask to feed themselves or their families. And so, for the most part, I think it'd be people that never been in that position that where they don't really need a helping hand. I think it's a lot of those people that have a judgmental situation against someone that's doing that. Only people that say something like that is people that never been through anything. But like I said, they need to be careful because if they do believe in God, and this goes for anybody, if you believe in God, you need to be careful what you speak on because God can put you in that same position tomorrow that some people went today. It switch your positions just like that.
And I think that's just so sad that if you're not in a position to where you out here helping people, just be quiet. Like be quiet because there are people who are here who lost their jobs. If there's people out here, don't you know that there are 300,000 black women who lost their government jobs under this administration? And it's like people don't understand that there are certain workers, they have to go to work, but they're not getting paid. The military was fighting to get paid. So it's like, just imagine you have to go to work, but you're not getting paid. But if you refuse to go to work, you lose your job. And it's just like, what do you do in those situations? Those people still have mortgages and rent they have to pay, and children they have to take care of, and car notes, and water and gas, and all that. And people don't understand they taking their focus and put it on a certain demographic of people, and it's not fair. It's an American issue. It's not a black and brown issue. It's not a white issue. It's an American issue. And I think people need to understand that when you go out here and you vote or you bash a certain demographic of people, you need to be mindful. This is affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody. The restaurant worker, the air traffic controller people. I just watched a video to where people were going to travel and their travels are being halted because they don't have enough air traffic controllers to meet the demand of the flights. So I think people need to be mindful before they start attacking people and assuming certain things.
No, I wanted to say this while you're here, Vivi. I really appreciate you. Listen, I mean, I've met so many people on this thing, and when I say each and every day I wake up, you tell me something or say something positive that makes me smile, and that's rare right there. A lot of people hold objects and what they have, materialistic things. That's what makes them happy. People show off materialistic things. I like to show off my friends, the people that care for me, people who will be there for me every single day, no matter what. I mean, if I'm sick, if I'm happy, it don't matter what the hell I go through. Regina, you always check in with me. I mean, 3 o'clock, it don't matter what time it is, you check in with me. And I just sat back and really thought about that, and I thought about all the people that came and the people that have left, and I really appreciate you. I really do, and I hope our friendship continues as long as it can go. You one person that makes me wake up and smile every single day. I mean, I can be into it with Penny. We can be going back and forth arguing, calling each other bald head, all type of big foreheads and everything. And I get a message from Vivi, and and it's just like, let me go back over here and apologize to Penny. You make me realize to be happy with the people that's in my life. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So the things that you do make me treat my other friends better and treat other people in my life better. So I just wanted to say that, stop the podcast and tell you that.
I just also want to say that, you know, just be kind to people because right now people are having a very difficult time. And, when you're hungry, that changes your mood. When you live in fear, especially when you have children, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. Don't always make assumptions that that person don't work or that person is a bum or that person is useless because you don't know. You don't know. Like I said, there's so many people who have to go and they're not getting paid. Children, they have bills just like we all have bills. And if you see someone, whether you're going to a store, offer, pay it forward, pay for their groceries. If you in a restaurant, pay for the person who's behind you, because those extra dollars can go towards their meal for the next day. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how rewarding of a feeling that is to bless someone you don't even know? That is a beautiful feeling. And not just be so selfish. Well, I ain't helping nobody. I'm just only helping those who help me. I'm only helping my family. Well, that's not what God says. What if God had that mindset? He only helping those who pray to him. He helps everybody, whether you pray to him or not, whether you believe in him or not. And I think a lot of people need to get rid of that mindset and stop being selfish, because you never know. That person, that meal might be the only meal that they receive for that day. So I just think people just need to be cognitive of that and know that this is an American issue. This isn't limited to me cracking jokes about a certain demographic of people because I'm in a better position to buy groceries versus somebody who's not. And I just think you just need to check on people. Just make sure they're good mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because when you don't have food, that changes a lot. It changes a lot. And I think people need to stop being so selfish and feel like this my money, I work for it, but you could be a blessing because God always put us all, we are blessed to be a blessing to others. So I think people need to think about that.
Yo, all right, so we reached the end of this podcast, and of course, I have some things that I wanted to kind of like say. A lot of people for y'all, some of y'all might not want to be here. Y'all was here for the fun part. Now this is the not so fun part. Um, Noticed in my little rant earlier, somebody came. It was brought to my attention. Some things were said in the chat. Um, by someone. I'm gonna let y'all know this now. Like, as somebody that goes through like abuse, right? It don't matter if it's a female going through abuse by a man or a man that's going through abuse by a female. That's nothing you make light of, like especially publicly. That's something that you shouldn't make fun of publicly. And for the person who said that, you wouldn't have never knew that information if I wouldn't have put that out there publicly. So you didn't say nothing that the chat didn't already know. Everybody knows that I was getting beat for some years. They seen the scars and everybody's seen that already. That right there doesn't hurt me, but what it does do is show me that a woman like that will brag or make fun of something like that is more than likely the same woman that'll end up doing the same thing. And so when you say that to try to hurt somebody else, you only hurt yourself. You didn't hurt me when you said that. You hurt yourself, because when somebody brought that to my attention, I'm going, okay, you sure that person said that? And it's true, like you said it. So making fun of my situation like that, I'm just going to lightly and kindly say that just scared my narrative. When you came in my chat earlier, I thought just maybe this person is such and such, or maybe this person. But when you say stuff like that, it just shows me what type of person you are. You are definitely abusive yourself. And there was something about a financial situation that was brought up to me that you said. Well, if you want to be honest, I'll be trying not to put people's business out there. If you want to be honest, you asked me to promote your channel about a year ago or something like that, and I promoted your channel for you. We spoke of a price and everything. And so after I did what I did, 2 days later go by, I don't see you. 4 days, I don't see you. A week, I don't see you. I didn't even contact you because I know that you had like a little crush on me. So not to stay away from you, I had my assistant to contact you and invoice you. And that's the only time finance got brought up with us. So besides that, you don't know anything about my finances. So to sum all of this up, making fun of me being abused isn't a funny thing. They just show. I'm sure many of these ladies, mature ladies in this chat, will want to even be around you after saying something like that. That's not nothing you make fun of at all. And as far as the finance, if you would have had your money together and paid like everybody else did when they got their product, I wouldn't have had nobody to invoice you. And so you can't call somebody broke when you need an extra 7 or 12 days to even pay. 20. A matter of fact, it wasn't even a 20. I told you you can name your own price. Donate something to the company. When you had needed 2 weeks to donate $1 or $5. So once again, when you say stuff, you don't hurt me, you hurt yourself. You try to call me broke, and now you look broke because 2 weeks is to pay $5 for a promotion. Like, come on, man. Um, and as far as me getting beat up by my baby mama, whatever the case, yes. So what? I don't put my hands on females. How would that look if it was like the PSM used to beat on his? How did that look? So I'd rather be the one that get beat and have y'all laugh about it than be the one that put my hands back on her and have my kids to know that, okay, this is what he did to her when we was younger. And so once again, when y'all try to come attack me, it's always a way that I can flip it against y'all. So you making yourself look crazy, and I'm breaking it to you like, and I'm sure you got some more heat on the way. And so I just wanted to say that nice as I can without being drama, drama or dramatic or whatever the case may be. Fanny, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
I just want to say it's never okay to make fun of somebody who's a victim of domestic violence. As a survivor of domestic violence, and even if I wasn't, that's not proper etiquette. That's not something that you want to throw in the face of somebody who currently or previously been in a situation where they're being assaulted, especially by someone that they share children with. And I think at the end of the day, people need to understand, stop coming on here to try to humiliate people because you have a personal issue with them privately. And for me, I just feel like I was brought into a situation that I shouldn't have been brought into. And I will be speaking on that, but not on this platform because this is not my platform to do that on. But I will say this, just like TSM said, it is no secret about what he has gone through. And to make light of that, I think it's disgusting. And there's so many people who have been unalived by the hands of their significant others. And that is not something that anybody should make light of, because you're talking about someone who could have potentially not be here. And where would his children be? Where would his children be? And it's just so unfortunate that people feel like they have a place to come to embarrass, humiliate, and shame people. And I was just really disgusted that, um, I just want to say this also. I want to say shout out to Dare to Search. You're not here. Hopefully you'll see this video. But I want to say thank you, Queen, for checking on me to make sure I was okay, because I was being unnoticed in the chat and you noticed me. And I want to say thank you because you genuinely reached out to make sure that I was okay. And I really appreciate that, because I think people don't understand that when you bring certain things to social media, how it affects other people that are closest to the other people they're trying to target. And I think people need to understand that this was not the place for that. This was a situation that should have never been brought to social media. people express their anger in many ways, and I understand that. But to bring this to social media was so distasteful, in my opinion. And I just want to say once again, shout out to you, Data Search, for checking on me to make sure that I was okay, because I really do appreciate that, as well as so many other people who texted me, emailed me, um, to make sure that I was okay, to make sure the TSM was okay, to make sure that the kids were okay, because nobody had to do that. And I want to just say thank you to each and every one of you guys who did that. And it means a lot, because at the end of the day, you doing that, you could have caused a lot of damage. You could have caused a lot of damage. I'm going to give you credit and say that wasn't your goal. But I will say this. Whatever issues that anybody have with TSM, with me, my relationships, my friendships, whatever case may be, TSM better than me. He has a lot more class and decorum. Me, I'll keep quiet for a while, but then I will come out swinging to protect mine. And I just feel like it was very distasteful, because this situation, in my opinion, I thought was dead. It was deaded. And I just hate the fact that many narratives were
You
spun.
know what? For me, is scary because what people don't realize, this was a light way of dealing with of a woman being rejected. You know, what if it was more serious? I've seen women get rejected and act like this before, but then again, I've seen cases where women and dudes took people's lives because they got rejected. And it's just, for me, it's just like, don't take it so harsh. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I don't think that you beautiful or pretty, whatever the case may be. Some people might be involved in a situation. Some people might not want a situation, and so, um, you know, for me, I've been rejected several times. I never acted in this such nature, and like I said, I get it because of the way I did it. I could have said something better, than you ain't my woman. I'm not your man. I could have said something better. Maybe it came off as disrespectful, but I was just only being honest. That you can't get upset with me because you see me flirting with somebody when you're not my woman and I'm not your man. And so just for me, it's scary because like I said, if this woman did this over rejection, what if somebody that lives next door or across the street and this person ain't mentally right? And so that's scary. That's a really scary thing.
Um, like I said, I will be not only addressing this issue, but just as the supporters, you guys need to understand that it's cool to support TSM. That's all well and fine. But that some of you guys are doing a lot. You're doing a whole lot. And I'm gonna be honest, it comes across very, very disrespectful. And the thing of it is, people got to understand that this man has a family. He has a family. And you bring in certain things to social media, it's not only inappropriate, it's disrespectful. It's very, very disrespectful. And, you know, I could say a whole lot, but I won't, because, like I said, this isn't my place to say it. But I will say this, I will address the issue. And like I told TSM before we went live, and I mean this on everything. You can unsubscribe from my channel. You cannot support me. But what I will address, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because I've sat quiet long enough. I've sat quiet long enough. I'm not being quiet anymore. I've showed people a lot of grace. And because I've shown people a lot of grace, people have played in my face. And I'm not the type of person you want to play with. I'm not. My silence does not mean fear. My silence does not mean I'm intimidated. My silence is letting you know that I see everything. Now, people have sent me stuff. I'm not concerned about that because I'm way too mature for that. If you're going to support and make your support genuine. All that other extra stuff that you're doing is a distraction to his growth, to what we're trying to build. And if that's what you're trying to do, you're being a distraction. You're being a total distraction. And you're being very, very disrespectful. So that's enough about what I have to say. Once again, thank you guys for supporting TSM. Before I get off here, once again, TSM, I want to say thank you to um, the sponsor for tonight's video, Millie Moon Luxury Diapers. Thank you so much, Millie Moon, and for your promo code YOLEAKS. That is 3 zeros, and you will get 15% off your first purchase of Millie Moon diapers. So get your luxury diapers for your toddler, for your first time parents.
Quick, I want to say, Zay Zay, we see you. We really appreciate you. I don't know what happened to your channel. We don't know what happened to your channel, but Finny and I appreciate you because it was kind of difficult even building a small audience for this podcast, and so I'm thankful for you to still be around. That really means a lot. Mama Helen, queen of the freaking chat, you be holding it down. I really, when I got you in the chat, she wasn't in the chat earlier, was she?
No, she wasn't here. No,
Yeah,
she
see,
wasn't here.
I figured that's why a lot of crazy stuff was said. When I got her in the chat, I don't even have to really worry about looking down unless I want to read something. But see, I really feel comfortable up here when I got her down below. So that really makes a difference. I want to say thanks to everybody. I love y'all so much. I'm about to get ready to try to relax and have a good night. Today was just a crazy day because, like Fanny and I said, this stuff is like some old stuff that shouldn't have even been brought up. Like it shouldn't have been brought back. And we don't understand why it got brought back, but I can't wait to hear what she got to say over there on her channel. I'm scared. I'm scared what you about to come over there and do. But it ain't gonna be Fanny no more. She gonna be some. Who you gonna be? What is it called? Silver? Who you gonna turn into?
Oh, it won't be Fanny, guys. It won't be Fanny. It'll be Silver showing up. So if
Ooh.
you're under the age of 21, please don't come over there. Don't come. Don't. Bree Bree, I love you. I really do appreciate your support, but don't come. Don't come. I don't want you to see me in that light. Don't come. Respectfully, don't come.
I love
Because
y'all. I love y'all. Matter of fact, dear Lord Heavenly Father, please bless those who was watching, bless those who wanted to watch it, could not make it. Even bless the enemies around us watching our live stream, and just give us much love, respect, and priority for each other's and each other's values. And please keep this community held tight within your palm, and please keep us together and leads to no more separation or crazy altercations like this. Bless the health of Mama Helen and anyone else who may be dealing with any source of health. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Y'all make sure y'all have a solid one tonight, man.
bye, guys.